Hello, it is I, Patricia, again, coming with something on life's notches. And today I would like us to speak about human standards or human virtues. They are different, that are applicable to life, and we know that without these standards, it is hard to sail through life. And the first standard I would like us to talk about is the standard of prudence, or the virtue of prudence. Prudence is that virtue that disposes practical reason, or reasoning to discern your true good in every circumstance in order to be able to choose what is right and avoid that which is wrong, and above all, the way of achieving it. It is right reason in action. That's how I can define prudence. Right reason in action. How we decide to get that thing. For example, you'd want maybe to marry or to get married, which means how are you going to achieve it? If you must be married or marry at the cost of someone's family, you break someone's family, like we can see now, it is very common, it is like a norm now. It seems acceptable in today's society that a man or woman is breaking someone's family and getting into that family. You separate man and wife, and you get that lady or get that man at all cost, by all means. That is not prudence, and that's why to choose the right means of achieving that thing, that which you want. How are you going to get it? You are going to get rich. Everyone wants to get rich. Everyone wants to be wealthy. Everyone wants to get material goods. But how are you going to achieve them? Application of prudence. Are you going to steal in a bank so that you have $1 million in your account? Are you going to do something that is not morally upright so that you achieve that which you want? I want to pass the exam, students. Must you cheat in the exam so that you achieve, an A or a distinction? It is rather better you get your clean pass from your own knowledge and your own efforts, than cheating in the exam. How are you going to achieve the means of achieving that thing? Because it is reason in action. How are you reasoning? How are you going to sail through in order to get that thing, that which you want? Prudence is the one that guides the other virtues by setting rules and measure. You cannot say that you're a morally upright person if you cannot choose, if you cannot distinguish the right from wrong, and above all, if you cannot reason how you are going to get this thing without causing harm, without causing havoc to the other party or to other people, to the society. Application of prudence is everything, as we hear that it inclines other virtues by setting rule and measure. Yeah, that's what prudence can do. It is the prudence that inclines the judgment of conscience. All of us have conscience. Yeah. If your conscience is not dead, because it might have died sometimes ago, a long time ago, and you do not care what you do. You do not care how you deal with life. You do not care how you deal with others. That's why morality is important. Today we are talking about morality. It is important what you choose and what is important. Yeah. If your conscience is there, it will guide and direct you and say, no, this is what I feel. This thing is good. This thing is not good. I can do this or I cannot do that. It will offend God. It will offend other people. And most probably it will also offend you. Because if, for example, you go to steal and you are arrested, you may be jailed for the rest of your life. It has affected you. And it has not just affected you physically, but mentally, spiritually, psychologically, yeah, because it is the totality, it is the whole being, you know. So it's wise how we choose, you know. This is a virtue that is very important to every person. Doesn't matter whether you are Christian or you are not. Morality is for everyone, and of course, morality goes hand in hand with, you know, with godly virtues, because that which offends God is not morally upright. The other standard of virtue that we would like to talk about today is the virtue of justice. You know, when we hear about justice, I know some people think it's equality. Justice is not about equality. Justice is being fair. Justice is about equity, respecting the right of other persons. You know, we do not just go demeaning people, you know, belittling them, and we feel that we are unjust to them. No, we would also like justice applying to us or given to us. Justice is not, you know, valuing maybe great people, those whom society thinks are great, and disregarding the poor. That is not justice. But in giving every person their rights, that which belongs to them, you know. Even, you know, in the Bible we read, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and to God what belongs to God. You know, as Jesus himself said, you know, when he asked the disciples to bring the coin when they were fishing, and it was in the fish, and he checked on it and asked them what is written there. You know? And the portraits that were there directed him to tell them, you know, you should give to God what belongs to God, and to Caesar, to man, what belongs to man. That is why even there is 10% in the church. Do not think that the pastors or priests are stealing when we are asked to take 10%. It is not their creation. It is in the word, from the word of God, right? We are talking about morality. We are talking about virtues, and they cannot go without the word of God. Yes. So it is giving the person what belongs rightly to them. Justice is not about corruption. You know, it beats corruption, because you get and give to those who do not have what is good for their living, what is enough for their living, to uplift another person who doesn't have. But it's not like fetching water from a river which is already flowing and putting in another even greater river that water. You are not doing it justice. No, that is not justice. It is not taking from the person or from whichever source and giving to the person who has. That is not justice. Remember the poor. They also need good life. They need conducive environment to live. Yeah. We know how sometimes the common resources, how they are used, that which should help the society or the community, and these resources are misused. Instead of going and building dams in arid areas, you get that money, you go to your farm and start doing drip irrigation. And in that place where you come from, there is a lot of water. There are many rivers. You can make use of those rivers. But maybe here you have the common fund that you want to misuse, that you want to benefit from without them benefiting the persons they are supposed to benefit. You know, that is not justice. Justice is respecting the right of others and the value of common goods. Do not just take common goods as if they were yours, and you do with them what you want, what you feel. Yeah, you just misuse them. you use them until you exhaust them completely, whereas you have not applied what is supposed to be applied, or just pick because they are there. You do not care. That is lack of justice. We are talking here about the virtue of justice. Yeah, be just to yourself, be just to others, be just to the society. Yeah, respect the right of other people. That is what justice means. You harmonize it with equity. It is equity. It is not equality. Justice is not equality. It is equity. No, to others, to the common good, even to God. Yeah, if you have your time for everything, why don't you have time for God? That is not being justice. That's not being just, I mean. You should have time for God as well, because you have time to do everything that you want for yourself. So be just. Yeah. It's the habit of right thinking, thinking properly, thinking soberly, the sober mind, not deviating or doing things according to the way you seem good for you. It is the uprightness of one's conduct. Yeah. How you do things, how you distribute resources, how you treat others shows who you are. Are you just person, a just person? Your conduct towards your neighbor. Yeah. You, if you think you can just go and maybe talk rudely or insult another person because you think this person is poor, cannot do anything to me, I'm so rich, that is not being just. It shows, it indicates what kind of conduct it is. Justice is the right conduct. It's habitual, or rather, because it should be your lifestyle. It's a way of life, like those of us who are privileged or are blessed to be employers, for example, and there are many. There are so many of us. How do we treat those whom we have employed? Do we feel like we are higher, we are greater than them because they are subjected to us? They are our servants. Even masters, they should treat their slaves justly and fairly. Because you are not the master of yourself. There is a master in heaven. And even if maybe you are there as a manager, there is the CEO. So do not just treat your subordinates like they are lesser people. Everyone who has been charged with higher responsibility to take, maybe being in rank higher than others, how do we behave? Yeah. Be just to others as you'd like done unto you or practiced unto you. Do it. Yeah. The treatment that you expect, let you be the one who sets the pace. Be the example. Be right. And then we have the virtue of fortitude, the courage. All of us are not the same. The people who are timid, maybe because of life's experiences or the background. You cannot blame anyone. But here we are talking about the standards, the virtue of fortitude, of being courageous. Would you, being an employee, have the courage to say no to that manager who is seducing you sexually? Do you have that courage? Because that is the kind of things we are talking about, the standards. You have to have your own standards to say no. Are you ready to lose that job for that reason? Or you would give in order to retain your job, in order to retain your promotion? Yeah. You do not have to do that. You can lose that job. Losing of a job is not the end of life. Instead, actually losing that job because of your standards, it's better. because you're a person who has moral, who is morally upright. In management, there are types of managers. Immoral managers, amoral managers. There are different types. Yeah. And it's about the code of conduct. Ethics. Are you ready? Would you want to lose that which you think is good? Or maybe that is which is already good for you, but for greater good. Because in this case, you have to consider what is important. What do you value here? Do you value yourself more, or you value the job? Or do you value the job more than yourself? Do you value the name more than the integrity that you should have as a person? More than a truthful life, a life lived in light? What is the most important for you? That is the kind of courage we are talking about. To stand firm in the midst of difficulties. When you are swayed this way or the other way, but you know the truth, will you stand for it? Will you remain there and say, I know this is the right thing, I'll be for it? Come life, come death, I'll stand for that. Yeah. Sometimes people are asked to be the witnesses. Or maybe something happens and you are the witness. Would you want to stand for that and say, this is what it is, this is the truth about this issue? Or do you want to conceal the matter and be part of the evil practice? That's about the fortitude that we are talking about. And this applies to all walks of life. It applies to everything, everywhere. This is how to resolve to resist the temptation and overcome those obstacles that are there. That I'll be firm in my work. That I'll be punctual in my work. That I'll do my work the right way it's supposed to be done. That I'll stand for my standards. That I'll defend the corporate policies. It doesn't matter what I lose. Yeah. That I'll defend my identity as a human person, my dignity and the dignity of others. That I'll stand firm to defend my Christian values, or rather godly values, where I work, wherever I am, in whatever I do, in the society. There's a lot of corruption going on in various institutions all over the world. Are you able to resist that? You'll be mocked. It will not be easy for you. But can you stand firm and say, I know this is what happens here? You even go to an institution and you'll be oriented. You'll be told this is the way. You cannot do it differently. Yeah. Once you come here as a new employee, as an intern, you have to sleep with the manager to retain your position. In order to achieve, this is the way we do our business, in a dirty manner. Are you able to resist that? That is the courage that we are talking about. Yeah. And that's what we ought to be. That's what we must be, Yeah. Sometimes you have to do, it is a sacrifice in order to defend the truth, in order to stand for that which is upright. Yeah. You're not alone. Remember that wherever you are with God. It's defending you and will be with you. The word of God says, in the world you have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. Yeah. So, defend what is the truth. Defend what is upright. Defend what is praiseworthy. And the other virtue I would like us to talk about, a human standard, is the virtue of temperance. Yeah. The balance, to weigh, There's attraction of pleasures and there's that which should be done. the balance of the use of even of created goods. It is that will to master over the instincts. This is what you feel as a human person, I want to say that the spirit is willing, but the body is weak. But what do you choose? It is temperance that will guide you here. What is the best thing? What is not just even the best, but what is the right thing to do? What is good for you as a person? What is good for others? And above all, what is even for the great and glory of God? What is honorable? No? What is that honorable? You don't just follow your inclinations. If you are guided by the virtue of temperance and your strength, you do not walk according to the desires of your flesh or your heart. You feel that if you want to kill at this particular time and you go on, my friend, you are almost drowning, you're almost dying. Think of that thing. Sometimes there is a lot of strength in us, there's a lot of passion to do what is wrong. It can come. You can feel it within you, and you feel that I must do these things today. But you should pause and ask yourself, what is guiding me? Is it right to do it? Can I choose something different? Lack of temperance is living by pleasure principle. The here and now. You want it now. It doesn't matter which color it is, how it looks like. Should be able to restrain your appetites. It's about restraining one's appetite. Everything is good, but not everything is good for you. You do not have to eat that thing because it is so appetizing. Because most probably it will affect your health. Like if you have a problem with if you are diabetes, for example, and you know that very well, I should not take this thing. But at this particular hour, you feel like you have seen it and it has aroused your appetite and you want to take it. What do you think will happen to you? You won't have a problem. Or maybe even you do not have. But this thing may not be good for my health. Avoid this. That is temperance that tells you that. And appetites are appetite for so many things. You can have appetite to steal, appetite to indulge in immoral behaviors. That is the most killing now in the society today. To be influenced to do what everyone else is doing. Restrain those appetites. They are not necessary. Do not just follow your base desires. It's a matter of moderation and sobriety. Are you able to moderate? Are you able to be your sober mind? Are you able to say, this is the situation, this is what I feel, but I will choose another thing. Sobriety. Be sober. Those are the standards today that we have to talk about. It's about morality. As you know that you send in this channel, we shall be talking about various things. That's why it is Life's Notches. There's still a lot to talk about. Please, if there's something you'd like us to talk about, let me know. I said we talk about everything in this channel except the devil, because we are the children of the living God. So thank you very much for watching the other videos. And please, I ask you to subscribe, give your comment, share, and also like the video. Thank you so much. Be blessed until we meet again. Bye.